Tired of feeling your energy drained by toxic people? Today, you'll discover the secret to regaining your peace. Click subscribe now and secure access to more valuable insights. Know that feeling of guilt when saying no? It's time to learn how to protect your energy without feeling remorse. Like this video and help others achieve emotional healing too. We've all had friends who drain our energy. Share in the comments the most challenging time you've had to set boundaries. Your experience may guide someone on how to let go of toxic people. Our community grows with each shared story. Enter your location in the comments and see how the secret to happiness is universal. Today, you'll learn the power of putting your peace first. Want to keep evolving? Subscribe, activate the bell. Watch the next video to discover mindfulness techniques that transform stress into resilience and emotional freedom. Asterisk. Recognizing toxic people, have you ever felt completely drained after spending time with someone, even though they're technically a friend? It's subtle at first. You might notice small emotional spikes, tension, or guilt that lingers long after the conversation ends. Toxic friends and toxic relationships are not always obvious. They creep into your life quietly, sabotaging your inner peace, emotional healing, and mental health. Recognizing these patterns early is essential because awareness is the first step toward freedom from negativity. By practicing mindfulness, you can begin to observe these interactions without judgment. Noticing how certain people consistently leave you feeling exhausted or anxious? Sometimes, the toxicity comes disguised as care or concern, but deep down, it's a pattern that drains your energy rather than replenishes it. Imagine being with someone who constantly criticizes, manipulates, or subtly pressures you. They may appear loving or fun, yet you notice your happiness diminishing over time. This is where emotional boundaries become critical. By setting these boundaries, you begin to protect your energy and maintain resilience without guilt. Meditation and mindfulness exercises are powerful tools to sharpen this awareness. Helping you differentiate between authentic support and harmful attachment. You might think, maybe I'm overreacting, and that's precisely how toxic patterns maintain their hold. Emotional healing requires trust in your own intuition, and you must honor your feelings when they signal danger. Practicing detachment doesn't mean you stop caring. It means you respect your inner peace. Reading Matthieu Ricard's guidance on emotional freedom can provide clarity. It's not about labeling someone as bad, but about understanding what supports your path to serenity and what undermines it. Let's be practical. Notice how you feel after each interaction this week. Do you feel lighter, more energized, or do you feel drained and tense? Journaling these experiences can help you map out who supports your growth and who detracts from it. This isn't just theory, it's actionable. When you track these patterns, your ability to protect your energy improves, making self-care and emotional healing more consistent. Finally, remember that recognizing toxic people is an ongoing process. It's not a one-time realization, but a continual practice of awareness and compassion for yourself and for others. By embracing mindfulness and emotional boundaries, you start to cultivate the secret to happiness and maintain your mental well-being, even in challenging social environments. Each small recognition is a step toward freedom from negativity, paving the way for a more peaceful, resilient, and mindful lifestyle. Asterisk. Understanding why walking away is necessary. Walking away from toxic people isn't easy, yet it's one of the most compassionate choices you can make for yourself. It's not about anger or revenge. It's about preserving your mental health, emotional healing, and inner peace. Many people get trapped in toxic relationships because they feel guilty or obligated to maintain connections. Even when these relationships drain their energy and slow personal transformation, understanding why letting go of toxic people is necessary requires mindfulness. Observing how certain interactions make you feel and honestly acknowledging these feelings threaten your emotional freedom. Think about the energy you expend in these relationships. Do you feel tense, anxious, or exhausted afterward? Toxic friends often create emotional chaos that masks itself as fun, care, or involvement. Matthieu Ricard wisdom reminds us that detachment isn't rejection. It's protection. Protecting your energy means recognizing that some individuals, no matter how close, may not align with your path to serenity and the secret to happiness. By taking this perspective, you begin to see walking away not as selfish, but as an act of self-care and resilience. It helps to reframe your thoughts when you consider distancing yourself. Instead of asking, "Am I being mean?" ask, "Does this interaction support my emotional balance, my stress relief, and my mindful lifestyle?" This subtle linguistic shift helps you make decisions without guilt. Giving permission to prioritize your inner peace over outdated obligations. When you focus on what nurtures your mental well-being, the choice to let go of toxic people becomes less about conflict and more about conscious living. Practical strategies are crucial here. You might set limits for peace, reduce contact gradually, or communicate boundaries calmly and clearly. Even small steps, like declining a call that you know will leave you drained or taking a solo walk to recenter yourself, can reinforce emotional freedom. Mindfulness practice and meditation guidance are invaluable tools in these moments, helping you maintain clarity and avoid impulsive reactions fueled by stress. Finally, remember that walking away is part of your personal transformation journey. Each act of detachment strengthens resilience, deepens compassion for yourself and others, and aligns you with a healthier, more mindful lifestyle. By respecting your own emotional boundaries, you not only protect your energy, but also create the space for meaningful relationships that contribute to emotional healing, stress relief, and the freedom from negativity that Matthieu Ricard consistently teaches. Practical steps to let go without guilt. Letting go of toxic people often feels like stepping into unknown territory, yet it is an essential act of self-care and emotional healing. The first step is awareness. Identify relationships that consistently drain your energy, create anxiety, or disrupt your inner peace. Matthieu Ricard wisdom teaches that detachment isn't rejection. It's about protecting your energy and prioritizing your mental well-being. Ask yourself, does maintaining this relationship support my path to serenity, my happiness mindset, and my emotional freedom? Or does it slow my progress toward a mindful lifestyle and stress relief? Next, setting emotional boundaries is crucial. This doesn't require confrontation or drama. It requires clarity and assertiveness. Begin small. Say no without guilt. Limit your exposure, or create physical or digital distance. You might politely decline invitations that feel draining or reduce time spent in situations that compromise your inner peace. When practiced consistently, these boundaries reinforce resilience and reinforce your conscious living, ensuring your interactions align with your personal transformation and self-improvement goals. Another practical step is detachment through mindfulness and meditation. Spend time reflecting on the emotional patterns that arise when interacting with toxic friends. Journaling or guided meditation sessions can help you observe your feelings without judgment. By cultivating mindfulness practice, you develop emotional awareness and emotional boundaries that protect your energy. You may even notice that once you detach with compassion, the feelings of guilt or obligation naturally diminish, replaced by a sense of emotional freedom and freedom from negativity. It also helps to reframe your self-talk. Instead of feeling bad for letting go, remind yourself that protecting your inner peace is not selfish, it's a necessary step toward a healthier mind and a path to serenity. Engage in self-care rituals like exercise, reading Matthieu Ricard's reflections on happiness, or mindful walks in nature. These practices enhance emotional healing, reinforce resilience, and remind you that walking away is about your mental health and emotional balance. Finally, embrace patience and persistence. Letting go is rarely a single event. It's a process of detachment, emotional release, and conscious choices. Celebrate small victories like declining a draining social obligation or setting a boundary, and use these moments to strengthen your mindful living and compassionate approach. Over time, these steps will help you let go of toxic people without losing your peace, ultimately cultivating emotional freedom, a secret to happiness, and a healthier, balanced life. Maintaining inner peace after walking away, after taking the courageous step to let go of toxic people. The next challenge is maintaining your inner peace without slipping back into old patterns. It's natural to feel doubt or second-guess your decisions, especially when past relationships had emotional significance. Matthieu Ricard wisdom reminds us that detachment doesn't mean animosity. It's about prioritizing your mental health, emotional healing, and emotional freedom. Each decision to protect your energy reinforces your resilience, mindful lifestyle, and path to serenity. One practical method is creating a daily mindfulness and meditation routine. Even 10 minutes of meditation guidance can dramatically improve emotional stability and reinforce your inner boundaries. Start by observing your thoughts without judgment, acknowledging lingering feelings of guilt or obligation, and consciously choosing not to act on them. This practice strengthens your ability to say no without guilt, protects your energy, and nurtures a happiness mindset that supports self-care and personal transformation. Another strategy is surrounding yourself with supportive people who align with your conscious living and mindful lifestyle. Seek friendships or communities that inspire, energize, and uplift you, reinforcing your freedom from negativity. Engage in activities that foster emotional balance, resilience, and stress relief, such as mindful walks in nature, journaling, or participating in compassion practices. This ensures your mental well-being remains central. Even as you navigate the complexities of past toxic relationships, it's also essential to track your emotional triggers. Notice situations or individuals that might provoke anxiety, stress, or emotional drain. By identifying these patterns, you can proactively create boundaries and self-care strategies that maintain your inner peace. Over time, this practice builds emotional liberation, resilience, and a healthy mind, healthy life, without the need for guilt or self-criticism. Further reinforcing the secret to happiness, Matthieu Ricard often emphasizes: finally, celebrate your progress. Acknowledge each moment of emotional freedom, each step toward detachment, and each act of self-care. Small victories in maintaining boundaries and inner peace accumulate into lasting transformation. With persistence, you cultivate a mindful lifestyle, conscious living. It's an inner liberation that enhances your mental health, emotional healing, and overall happiness. This ongoing practice ensures that letting go of toxic friends isn't a loss, but a profound gain in emotional and spiritual growth. Embracing your new life and sustaining growth once you've let go of toxic people and established strong emotional boundaries. The next stage is embracing your new life with confidence, clarity, and intentionality. This is where your personal transformation truly begins. And Matthieu Ricard wisdom guides us. Inner peace is not just the absence of toxicity, it's the presence of conscious choices, emotional freedom, and mindful living. By consistently protecting your energy, practicing self-care, and following your mindfulness practice, you reinforce resilience, stress relief, and a happiness mindset that supports your emotional healing. It's crucial to integrate daily rituals that strengthen your mental well-being and emotional balance. Begin with meditation guidance each morning, reflecting on what nourishes your soul and detaches you from lingering negativity. Engage in compassion practices, both toward yourself and others, without losing your peace. Journaling, mindful walks, or even quiet moments in nature can solidify your sense of freedom from negativity, while helping you let go of toxic relationships without guilt. These small but consistent actions create the foundation for lasting emotional liberation and inner serenity. Surround yourself with environments and communities that align with your conscious living and eco-conscious mindset, reinforcing the path to serenity. Seek friendships that energize, support, and challenge you positively, while consciously limiting interactions that drain your energy. Doing so ensures your mental health remains protected. Emotional healing continues, and stress relief becomes a natural byproduct of a life lived with intention. Each deliberate choice strengthens your resilience and reinforces your secret to happiness. Another vital aspect is maintaining awareness of old habits or tendencies that might draw you back into unhealthy dynamics. Use mindfulness to recognize triggers, set limits for peace, and reinforce emotional boundaries. Saying no without guilt becomes a natural skill. The confidence in your decisions supports self-improvement, personal transformation, and spiritual growth. By actively choosing behaviors and environments that uplift you, you cultivate emotional freedom, freedom from negativity, and a sustainable life rooted in inner peace. Finally, celebrate and honor your progress. Reflect on how far you've come from letting go of toxic friends to embracing a life filled with conscious choices, mindful living, and emotional balance. By consistently applying Matthieu Ricard wisdom and protecting your energy, you're not just surviving, you're thriving. This stage isn't an endpoint. It's a dynamic, evolving journey toward emotional healing, inner liberation, and a sustainable, fulfilling life that mirrors the secret to happiness you're cultivating every day.